integration with Dogecoin, they absolutely blew us out of the water. We did, $30 million in revenue this weekend with Dogecoin alone. It's absolutely incredible. Accepting Dogecoin was one of the best financial decisions we've made this past year. But we have the potential to make the spike that we saw with the Tesla integration look like nothing. Welcome back, YouTube. On the heels of the recent success of Tesla merge and the Dogecoin rally that we've seen, and literally just the community showing up and showing massive support for Tesla merge, I wanted to explain the importance and really the time frame that we're looking at here for Robinhood to release the wallet. It's no secret that the majority of Dogecoin holders actually have their Dogecoin stored on Robinhood. And if you purchase Dogecoin on Robinhood, especially earlier last year at some really great prices, you really can't transfer them out of Robinhood. So if you want to keep them at those great prices and those DCAs, you're pretty much stuck. How much Dogecoin does Robinhood actually hold in its wallets? Well, recent reports suggest that Robinhood holds around 42.7 billion Dogecoin, which is roughly about $6.5 billion worth of Dogecoin. So much, in fact, that most of its revenue last year came from Dogecoin. And after the hiccup and the bad publicity, it saw its revenue based off of cryptocurrencies dwindle by 75%. What does that mean? It means that Robinhood is suffering greatly because of what happened last year. And that's why I believe that they're being really cautious as far as for rolling out these wallets, because they really can't afford a hiccup with this or any type of like security issues or really just anything for this to go wrong. Otherwise, it's going to destroy what's left of the actual trust. And even in the article that we're going to get into here, we're going to see that, just as I suggested like a few months ago, that in order for Robinhood to kind of regain the momentum it has, it's going to have to expand into another cryptocurrency with a large following to try and make up for that revenue. And I believe that this is in fact the route that they're taking. We're going to take a look here at the article, and then we're going to get into the actual time frame that we have to work here and why. So if we take a look here at the article, it says in Q4, the company's management gave a revenue forecast that would not exceed 325 million against the expectations of 489.21 million. Revenue has been hit very hard by a decline in cryptocurrency transaction revenues of 233 million in Q2 versus 51 million in Q3. That is a huge drop. Almost, if you want to do some rough math here, you can roughly say that's roughly a $200 million decline in just a few months. And here we have a statement: a substantial portion of the recent growth in our net revenues earned from cryptocurrency transactions is attributable to transactions in Dogecoin, the filing stated. If demand for transactions in Dogecoin declines and is not replaced by new demand for other cryptocurrencies available for trading on our platform, our business, financial condition, and results of operations could be adversely affected. Now, I mentioned this months ago when I said that I believe that after the wallets come out, a lot of people are going to leave, and Robinhood is really between a rock and a hard place. So this is why I said that Robinhood more than likely would end up accepting Shiba, because it does have a large community, and they need to replace the amount of people who are no longer going to deal with Robinhood. Robinhood certainly has its advantages. I have yet to see a brokerage that actually has a simpler platform than Robinhood. So I know a lot of people are going to stay. And I did a poll here on my page. It was roughly around a 70-30 split, 70 saying that they were going to stay, 30 saying that they were going to go. But 30 is still a large position of people, a large amount of people who are saying that they're going to leave. And Robinhood is, especially with the decline in revenue, they're not going to leave that up to chance. So what does this mean for Dogecoin? Well, basically, if we're expecting the same success that Dogecoin has had with the Tesla integration, which we are, we're going to need access to all of the coins when it comes down to this AMC integration. Because if we got that boom just from belt buckles and whistles and stuff like that, when we have access to repeatedly buy the pretty much as far as for, because Adam Aaron said that you'll be able to pretty much buy anything that's on the actual website. So like, pretty much primarily this will be your movie tickets. And so, there's always new movies coming out. There's a variety of different movies. So it's not like you're going to have, the community is going to have like 10 Tesla belt buckles or something like that. With movie theaters, you're consistently going to be getting new products that you can spend money on. So in order for this to happen, we're going to need access to all of our Dogecoin. The biggest thing is, because I know some people are kind of on the fence saying that, okay, well, I'll just buy a new Dogecoin to convert it at current prices. Or some people are saying that, well, I have so many Dogecoin, I'm actually in the profit because I purchased my Dogecoin at 2 cents and it's 20 cents now. I'm up 10x or whatever. So I can, I don't mind purchasing, to help the cause or whatever. I don't mind purchasing some movie tickets with this. So, but I do need access to my current, my old account with Robinhood so that I can move Dogecoin out of there, because my new Dogecoin, I'm not that far in the profit and I don't want to spend it yet until I turn to profit. That is completely fine. I understand. I get the logic behind it, but that does put these wallets kind of on a time frame, because technically they're saying they were going to roll out beta in a couple of weeks, which should have been like this past week. And we haven't, I haven't heard anything as far as like the beta is rolling out. And I hope that they're not delaying it. But when we look at the time frame here, Adam Aaron said that they're expecting the integration for Dogecoin to happen around March, which is like the end of Q1, still Q1, but they're expecting the integration to happen around March, which means that we're going to need those wallets before then. If we want to make sure that, if we want to ensure that we're going to have the turnout and the success that we want upon that opening, we're going to need to have access to those wallets. That's going to be a big deal, because when Adam Aaron comes out, we know he tweets a lot. We want him to have nothing but positive reactions to the amount of people that poured in using their Dogecoin. Something very similar to what he did after he did the poll initially, asking, hey, should we accept Dogecoin? And after the poll closed, he immediately came out and said, wow, this is the greatest response we've ever gotten to any, pretty much any public endeavor in the history of the company. We put up incredible numbers as a community, and we're going to need to do that again when it comes down to these transactions, which is why we need to make sure that these wallets are pretty much available to us before this AMC integration. Because if we have access to it, I expect him to come out probably after the first week or so, or after whatever big movie is coming out around that time, and they'll say that, okay, hey, we did the integration with Dogecoin. They absolutely blew us out of the water. We did, $30 million in revenue this weekend with Dogecoin alone. It's absolutely incredible. Accepting Dogecoin was one of the best financial decisions we've made this past year. We're going to, expand that into like the popcorn businesses and all that other kind of stuff. Wherever you see AMC, there will be Dogecoin, something like that. And then it's going to make we have the potential to make the spike that we saw with the Tesla integration look like nothing. This is why we need to have these wallets in place, because ultimately the success of AMC is going to be a really big catalyst as far as for us expanding. We're getting credibility with Tesla. We will certainly get credibility and press with the Doge One, but the success of AMC being the largest movie chain in the world, this is going to be the measuring stick that's going to be used for Dogecoin to expand, to have the utility with other institutions. That's why the numbers that we put up here, they're going to have to be incredible. We need to put up really big numbers here and really show up and show out as a community. And this will open those doors for us. And we're going to turn out to have an incredible 2022. Because if we are able to do this, and these catalysts are able to keep as far as momentum and keep attracting new people, keep people bullish on there, this will secure Dogecoin's niche in the market here. And then Dogecoin will have nothing to do but expand. And when you expand a coin and have that utility, this is going to reward early investors such as ourselves. So when it comes down to Robinhood and Vlad and everyone, the Robinhood, I know that they're being cautious because of what's happening and they can't afford another hiccup. But Dogecoin must be freed. So we can't have Dogecoin sitting there on the platform in those wallets for another year, another 6 months or stuff like that. Dogecoin has a lot of activity coming up this year, and we need to have those options, and those 43 billion coins, those need to be in the possession of the actual owners. Mark Cuban said that it's really, he believes that's one of the biggest hurdles for Dogecoin's growth is the fact that they actually don't have access to them. So, this is one thing that we need to make sure is happening, and we need to make sure this is literally has happened before this AMC integration. So if you missed the video last night, before I go, I wanted to do some TA on Dogecoin to kind of give you an idea of where we're at. So if we look at Dogecoin here, you'll see the pattern that we are projecting. And we have pretty much rebounded from under our 21-day and our 50-day moving averages. And we've done this about 3 times. We have a cycle here where we'll run up and we'll go test this 33-34 cents line. So we'll break below and we'll rally back up, test the line, get a rejection, starts our downward trend, break below the 21 50-day moving average, and go back up and try again, get rejected, and of course we start over again. And technically speaking, what's going to be the indicator that we are technically having a trend reversal and we're headed toward that 34 cents range to retest is when we break this 200-day moving average. And I have roughly a line up here crossing the 200-day moving average. We've brought it down some just because of that 14 cents in those 15-cent days. But the 200-day moving average, once we cross that, which is roughly at around 24 cents, this is going to be an indicator that you can expect another rally of at least to 34 cents, because each time this has happened, we've ran up and we've tested this 34 cents line. So I'm expecting no different here. This has happened 100% of the time since we've had these rallies. So in order for us to get there, I do believe that we have the catalyst for this to happen this year. We have that negative information out there around like March or April. But, again, hopefully these catalysts hopefully the Fed will kind of slow down their hiking of interest rates. But if we break this 200-day average here, I'm expecting us to go up here and test again, which is really great for us, because outside of that, there's very little resistance here. We have a gap up. And so our next line of resistance is actually going to be around 44, 45 cents, which is great for us and putting us in great position. So I'm really excited for Dogecoin and the catalysts that are coming out so that we can go up and test and start challenging some of these resistance levels on the upper side. I already gave you the numbers for the downside, but we've held up around that 14, 15 cents line pretty well. So unless we get some negative news from the Fed, I'm not expecting us to break to the downside. So we have the catalyst here to actually go up and start challenging some of those higher levels, which I do hope in fact is the case. If you found value in this video, please consider subscribing. I do TA here almost every day, and we break down Dogecoin and we look at facts and not any of the hopium that is being pushed out there, so we can make educated decisions for our investments. You can always change your mind later, but I do welcome you to subscribe to the channel and also give the video a like so that YouTube can share it with additional people and we can continue growing the community here. And don't forget about BlockFi. I have a link in the description. If you open an account with them, you can get up to $250 in some of your favorite cryptos, including Ethereum and Bitcoin. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And until next time.